Anthony, we are here at the Old Idaho State Penitentiary. This is such an incredible space. It's so beautiful and actually peaceful, but there is quite the turbulent history, if you will, with some of the people that were here. But let's talk first, though, about when this was built and why.
Yeah, well, the territory of Idaho needed a penitentiary, a prison to lock up the outlaws, the desperate criminals, following the miners in the 1860s and 1870s. So 1870, they constructed the territorial prison over here, and it served as an institution here in Idaho from 1872 to 1973. Over 13,000 men, 216 women served time in this institution.
Oh my goodness, okay. And so did it start with just this one building and then it started to add as the population grew and the need grew, I imagine?
Absolutely, yeah. And the prisoners quarried all of the stone that you see here and they built it themselves. So when you were convicted in Idaho, you were sentenced to hard labor, and you see that all around us.
Really? Okay, so this is actually like a physical reflection of the people that were here, making the place that actually would confine them.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh my goodness, okay. And as mentioned, this is so incredibly peaceful at this moment. It's just beautiful. You have all these flowers and it's just so quiet. But there was a lot of things that occurred within these walls. I would love to take a look at some of those really key moments that kind of stand out and help define the Old Idaho State Penitentiary. Do you mind showing us around?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
All right, let's go. So Anthony, where are we right now?
We are in Two House. This was constructed in 1911 and used all the way up until the late 60s.
Okay.
Conditions were rough in here.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a really low ceiling. It's very closed in, a little claustrophobic, right?
Yeah.
And who was the youngest person to be incarcerated here?
There was a 10-year-old boy in 1885 who killed a man who was attacking his father. He's only spent a short time and mostly with the warden. But our second youngest is this little boy, Jimmy Whitaker, and he killed his mother over, basically being upset about doing chores, about doing laundry. And he spent about 9 years in this institution.
Oh my goodness, and he was 11.
11.
All right, so he was in this building in particular.
We don't know exactly, but
Okay.
The time period, it could have worked out. He probably would have spent some time in this building.
Okay, and so would he, 11-year-old then, been staying in a cell much like this one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, two-man cell. There's no plumbing in any of these cells, so they didn't have sinks or flushing toilets. They had honey buckets as a toilet bucket, and 160 men in this cell house at full capacity. And this is a warm day. You can imagine the temperature would rise and the smell that would be in this building.
Yeah, especially with the honey buckets and the fact that there's no air conditioning, like you said. Oh my goodness, okay. And if you take a look too, these are like incredibly heavy enforced doors. So you pull that tight and closed, that's not a whole lot of airflow as well in that cell.
Ventilation was poor, light was poor. It was
rough.
A rough time in here, for sure.
So Anthony, how long was this pen in operation?
101 years, between 1872 when that building was constructed and 1973.
Wow, that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then at what point did this become a historical site?
A year later, in 1974. Yeah, it became a part of the National Register of Historic Places, and yeah, opened it up to tours that year.